Welcome to Based on a True Story, Volume 6, Tales of the Underworld, where true crime collides with the furry, funny, and fierce world of the Dust Bunny Mafia. This brand new 32-page comic reimagines real mafia legends, Mad Dog Cole, John Gotti, and more, through the eyes of our animal mobsters. Think The Godfather meets Looney Tunes, packed with action, humor, and full-color storytelling.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Welcome to the Monday Madness. What's going on, Pops?
I was just jamming to the Flip City jams.
It's got a good beat.
Ben, what's up, brother?
Oh, not much. Just good to be here on a Monday afternoon after the Super Bowl.
Yes, it is Monday Madness. And since you brought it up, it was ugly.
It was startling. It was halftime, and I'm like, the Chiefs are probably going to come back anyway. And then they never did.
No, it was ugly. Look, this is my problem. You take the two teams, the two best teams. It should be a game every time. Every time it should be a game. They're two best teams. Otherwise, they're trying to say that the Eagles are that much better than everybody else in the league, and their record didn't say that. They were all right. They were good. They were good, like the Vikings, like the Lions. They were good. They weren't that dominant over everybody else in the league. I don't know.
I think the Chiefs have been living on the edge for a while. Every week they pull out some kind of miracle to win. So I think they were probably not quite as good as they had been in the past. And Philadelphia
had to be in the game to pull off a miracle to win.
And yeah, well, I mean, in previous games, I mean, against in the previous playoff games, they were all close and they had to come back. And in a lot of their regular season games, they somehow did it. But I think Philadelphia also had a good matchup. I mean, if you can get to the quarterback rushing 4 guys all the time, it's hard to win.
Yeah, well,
it's a clash of styles. This is what it is.
Yeah, there's some of that, I think, too.
Are you saying that in all of the AFC, there's no pass rush that can get to Mahomes, but you come over to play the NFC and it happens every time?
It seemed that way.
You know what I mean? I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's like that game. All playoff games should be close.
I mean,
none of them should be blowouts. You're talking about the best teams.
You were alive in the 90s. I mean, you probably remember some of the Super Bowls then when the NFC would like every year win by 30 points. And it was
I remember
always a blowout.
I remember all of them.
We've kind of gotten spoiled.
I also remember the Raiders against Washington, and everybody was like, Washington's going to win. Washington's going. I was like, man, the Raiders are going to roll.
Yeah, Madden.
They did. I mean, they just like 38-7 or something. It was bad. It was just like yesterday. It was bad.
We've kind of been spoiled on good Super Bowls if you think about it. I mean, if you were live in the 90s, you remember a whole bunch of blowouts, and last year's we've had nothing but close games, overtime games.
Well, that's what you want in Super Bowl. It's supposed to come down to the end, the last 2 minutes or whatever. It's never the Super Bowl ain't supposed to be a blowout. It was like a toilet bowl. It was bad.
I think it goes back a little bit further than that, back to the 80s, where it's the Bill Parcells tree. There's only so many large humans that walk the planet that can do what those do, and you better have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm a Vikings fan. The 70s for me was, as a kid, your team gets to the big game and gets beat every time, 4 times. You're still a kid. It's like by the time I was an adult, they ain't been to the Super Bowl since I became an adult, dude.
I'm more of a college fan than a pro fan, but I was kind of hoping for a Bills Detroit matchup because neither have won, and Detroit hasn't even been there, so I kind of thought that would be cool to see.
I wanted to see
both of them blew it.
Yeah, I wanted to see Josh Allen versus Sam Darnold personally.
We'll see if he whether he's going to stick around there. I assume he kind of fell back toward the end of the season there.
I know his value dropped after the last 2 games.
Yeah, he cost himself money there.
Ooh. About $10,000 a year, probably. I mean, $10 million a year.
10 million. 10,000 a minute.
Oh man, those there will be no incentives. That's for sure.
No, he cost himself some money.
He did all of it this year. They ain't gonna give him incentives. You did it last year and you still couldn't win. Why would we give you incentive bonus? All right, comic books, people.
Awesome.
Let's see here. What do I got? I got this. Look, guys, you probably aren't ready for this. Take kids out the room. Take the kids out.
There's nothing that kids can't. Well, maybe teenagers. There's nothing that older kids can't see in this Kickstarter. I don't. I have a line, and that it doesn't get crossed.
I would say it's. I read the first issue. I would categorize it as 14 plus.
Yeah, that's kind. I say 13 plus because that's what PG-13. But yeah, that's kind of where I am with this. You're. The soap bubbles are always in the right spot. So
right.
Yep.
We appreciate that because YouTube hates us already. So so you want to give the rundown? You want to play? You want to set the trailer up, or do you?
I'll set the trailer up because I think it's a good trailer to play because it's a little different than most of my most trailers, and nobody. I always do these videos and then nobody watches them, but you have to do them. So it's kind of disappointing they don't get seen enough. Basically, the Vicious Vixens are 8 women, each with a unique skill set brought together by the mob for a special purpose. They managed to escape the mob for a couple of issues, but now the mob has rounded them up and they're about to force them to do the job they want them to do. In this video here, we're gonna see a little clip of the Vixens, and then we're gonna see a couple of cosplayers cosplaying a couple of the Vixen roles. And unlike normal videos, you aren't gonna hear from the boring creator at all.
Right.
So, yeah, most of these videos, you see a couple clips from the comic book, and then the creator drones on about why you should back. And I thought for this one, since I had these other clips, I would I would use that instead. That would hopefully sell the book.
Yeah, I figured that since you're coming out on shows, you could talk about it on the show. You could talk about it on your trailer,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you do want some kind of audio because sometimes people are listening to these shows. They're not watching or whatever. So you want them to have some idea what the hell's on the screen while they're driving down the road.
Well, I guess the first 30 seconds then are probably music, and then you're going to hear the audio.
All right, cool. Well, here we go, people. Check it out. Vicious Vixens. Come on, get big.
Hello. They call me nice because I like to use it on anyone who gets in my way. If you mess with me, I will kill you. If you mess with my friends, I'll kill you. I don't take prisoners. I have no mercy. I'm the most vicious of the vicious vixens. Pray you never meet me.
Hello, my name is Fiji. I have been told that I am the sweetest and kindest of the vixens. That is unless that you try to hurt me or my friends. Then you will see how vicious I can be. Thank you for your time.
Oh my God.
Hopefully short and sweet.
Sorry about that. We had a Crumella sighting in the chat. She's after Crumb, she's after Crumb. She's one day only. She's Crumella. We love our people. What can I tell you, Carrie? We love you.
I'll watch the video. Carrie, I'll watch the video after this. I'm taking it. It's over on Instagram.
It's on YouTube.
Cool. Okay, I'll look for it.
Look, I got to do something about this here. Can you see it all?
I can see it.
Okay. I can only see the screen it's on. I can't see what screen you guys are seeing. So
yeah, I'm seeing the Kickstarter page, the first part of it.
All right, Levi, you got the chat. I got the campaign. Let's do this.
All righty.
Charlie's Angels meets the A-Team, but with more vicious action and more viciously beautiful women. No, man. Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore, them some hotties here.
I'm actually thinking the 70s Charlie's Angels, but yeah.
Well, then you got Farrah. But yeah, the other two were middle of the road, but Farrah was hot.
I always liked Cheryl Ladd, actually, of the Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, she was the fourth.
Yeah, she came on after Farrah left.
Yeah, she was the fourth. She was, but then they had to look for somebody to fill Farrah's shoes then. They had to have the blonde hottie. Everybody was expecting.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is up with this, man? How do you get to Vicious Vixens?
Well, it's kind of a spin-off of Shark of War. I don't know if you've read Shark of War, one of my other comic book series, but in issue 1 of Shark of War, which everybody is going to get a digital version of Shark of War free with this. There's a scene where the shark kills some human traffickers, and the women who were being trafficked are just left floating out at sea on the boat. So he doesn't really rescue them; he just leaves them to their own devices. And after I was done with the book, I started thinking, I wonder what happened to those women. And then from there, the story just kind of evolved into these women having their own going off on their own adventure. And there's some cameos by Shark of War, so there's a little crossover action for people who read my other series.
Okay. I didn't. I was under the impression when I read it today. I read the free one on the campaign.
Yeah.
The Shark of War was part of the Vicious Vixen, so he's just part of the origin of it.
Yeah, you're kind of seeing a different view of what you saw in Shark of War 1
Gotcha.
at the start of Vicious Vixen. So you don't really need to read Shark of War, but like I said, everybody gets a digital copy anyway if they want to understand, the why there's a shark shooting out of the water and conveniently killing their enemy.
Okay. I got it. I've had 3 strokes. My brain's a little mushy sometimes. But
it's
catching on. Go ahead.
I'm trying to create my own little universe here.
Right.
And you see.
So what I'm grasping here is I was, as a kid, I was afraid of sharks like crazy. I'll never go in the ocean. So now you're telling me that there's a Shark of War book that predates Vicious Vixen, is what you're telling me now, right?
Right. Yeah. Vicious Vixen's up to issue 3. Shark of War has its 8th issue coming out. It's being drawn right now. Yeah. And Shark of War is basically, he was a U.S. military experiment to weaponize a shark, and he escaped, and now he's basically enforcing the law on the Caribbean as he sees fit.
Yeah, I love that, because at one point in time, the girls get into what I was considering the wrong boat to be into. I'm like, wait a minute, does the shark even know the difference? Like all he sees is bad boats.
Yeah,
he's not going to go like, no, this one's been commandeered by
the shark has some technology helping him, so he's not killing mostly not killing innocent people.
Got ya. I'm gonna have to go back and look up the Shark of War then. That one really interested. This is cool how you've wrapped it up and kind of expanded the universe off of it.
Yeah, I've got 3 books that kind of take place in the same universe. This one, Shark of War, and another spinoff called The Cthulhu Man, which was a one-off issue where basically one of the Shark of War's creators starts experimenting on people, gives one the powers of a Cthulhu, and it escapes and tries to hunt her down. It's more of a horror comic book, and kind of tapping into the Lovecraft interest that we see a lot of on Kickstarter.
Right. So if I just started with Vicious Vixens right here, I would get a little bit of Shark of War, and then it wouldn't necessarily hurt the current story, and I could go back with an expanded universe and check out Shark of War then.
Oh yeah, and if you like I said, you'll get the digital Shark of War. You don't really need to read it, but it gives you everything you need in the first issue, because that's the main point, and then they're fairly separate after that, with a cameo here or there. This cover you will not see in the book, but he does make a cameo in this book. So I had one of my other artists draw this carousing scene of them with the shark.
Gotcha. This is great.
And then there's the 2 cosplay covers that you saw, and then of course the base cover by the artist who's doing the book.
So you have how many variant covers do you have on the campaign?
This one has 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's you can also buy there's trading cards you can get for each of them. There's an issue 1. We did a whole cover set that forms one image.
Oh, nice.
And that digital image below, everybody's going to get as part of the rewards. Everybody's going to get a high definition copy of that digital image. Somebody asked me, "Hey, can I get a copy of that for digital wallpaper?" And I said, "Yeah, that'd make a good backer bonus reward." So I decided to throw it in for everybody as a digital reward.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Very nice, very nice.
So you are $597 away from funding on this.
Yeah. So we're less than a week in, or almost a week in. So I'm hoping to get through that, and then we can do some stretch goals, because I was thinking of doing some extra prints of the cosplay models, and including the rest of their photo shoots in the digital package as well. as stretch goals. We might see this cover here as a possible additional add-on or reward. The image, somebody asked about getting, a much larger version of that, and I'm like, well, I'd like to do that, but that once you start getting into larger prints, you've obviously opened yourself up to additional shipping and packaging issues. So I may do it though if we make stretch goals, and I think there's enough interest in it.
Gotcha. So I'm guessing Carrie Cromella here is asking if the Sharks ate them all in the next issue, will there be lots of nudish men in the next issue? She's only asking for a friend.
The shark ate a lot of men in Shark of War, but you never actually see them nude. You just see their body parts floating around in the water. So yeah.
Ladies are nude, Carrie. Why are you asking for nude men? Why?
There is a Navy SEAL in Shark of War that's pretty hunky. So if you want to see some of the other issues of Shark of War, that he's one of the Shark supporting cast.
Gee, you could be watching that already, Carrie. You could already be in the know. You'd be asking things like, why do you keep killing all the good-looking men?
One thing that's interesting, I guess, from the point of view of women, is the number of I have a number of tiers where backers can be in the book, and usually they're in the book as gangsters or thugs who are the enemy, right. And we kind of sketched them all in as men, but then a lot of those roles women backers took them. So at issue 2, you see several women in roles that I originally thought would be men, but they wanted them, so they got them.
Cool. Now I'm sharing this out for all you people that are in like multiple Facebook groups that involve indie comics that are getting like 8 million notifications right now. Sorry, but not really, because this is my job. Okay, so if you share it out, I don't have to.
We got Chris Maycock in the chat. How's it going, Chris?
Hello.
And Cromella wants to remind you, Pops, there's no Carrie here today, Pops. It's Cromella.
Okay.
So, and apparently she's saying nudish doesn't mean completely nude. Little small bits of fabric over their bodies, like, the vixens. So,
all right.
She's bound to get
I'm sure Ben is taking notes.
If I find that there's enough of a market for a male version of this, I would certainly consider doing it. It's not. It wouldn't be that hard to think of some ideas in that direction.
I think she just wants you to kill off a few, lifeguards or something. Just so that she has an extra reason to tune in.
Yeah.
I think she's okay with the Shark of War and the ladies. I think she just wants a lifeguard or two to bite it every now and then. Or those Muscle Beach guys.
In issue 1, there was a really big burly guy that they were battling, and he basically gets stabbed in the chest. So, but he's in a wife beater kind of shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
Maybe just have it a requirement to have one shot of 6-pack abs per issue, just to please the ladies.
And we can't help with that last comment, Cromella.
I'm not putting that up, Cromella.
We whether hard or not, we can't get it across the ocean. So you're on your own. Shark of War might be able to deliver one for you, though. I don't think he goes toward England, though. He don't go toward England, right? He likes it.
No, it's sticking in the Caribbean right now. So I had an idea for a story in Australia, but it'll be a long time before I get to that.
Cool. 8 women being tracked by a criminal cartel, now lost in the middle of the ocean and hunted by their border captors. Their only hope for survival is to become the vicious vixens. See that? Starring Lori Calcaterra.
Yeah. In one of the previous video, this is actually from my earlier Kickstarter. The video there, she narrated the video for me. Did the voice of Doc, who says those lines is in issue 1. So she basically, she was my voice actress for that.
So I'm gonna need a copy of that, my friend.
Yeah, that right here, Big Sis. That was my guess. The minute you said Lori was in it, I'm like, well, she's got to be Big Sis.
She's doing Doc, who is saying these lines to Big Sis in the issue. If you go to I can send you a link to the previous Kickstarter. I'm sure the video is still up there, and you can.
I'm so going to have a copy of that.
Let's
only because I've done voice work for her.
Oh, that's nice.
Put it in the.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to old Dwayne Fink or not on her campaign right now.
Yeah.
Thinking with Fink. I'm the voice of Dwayne. Yeah. It's how we do it, people. It's networking. It's having fun. It's having fun together. Doing shit. What about your team? Who's your people?
I put it in the private chat.
You want me to grab it, or if we're playing a video, you should probably grab it so that way you got a better.
So Nico Turan's been the artist on all of these. And he's done a really good job at capturing both the action and the women, making them look good. He also does a really good job of drawing in the people who want to be in the book, which we're trying to work them in ways that give them value. So he did a really good job of that. Nikki Powers letters everything for me, and then. The knives model is Maziel V. She's a Venezuelan model. She mostly does product modeling where people send her products and then she takes pictures or videos with them. And I was like, can you cosplay? And she's like, oh sure. The same with the Fiji cover model Pookie. She's from Thailand. That was a lot of effort because I wanted you can't find models from Fiji. The population is like under 1 million in Fiji, so I'm trying to get as close as I can. So finding someone from Thailand was as close as I could get.
Gotcha.
And then David Gallart did that other cover with the shark of war and the vixens frolicking on the ocean front. He's done some of other covers as well as some of my did some drawing for Shark of War as well.
Cool. There's your schedule.
Right yeah, we're pretty far along. I mean, the Nico has been really cranking away, so a lot of the art's all done, and I think we'll pretty easily make this schedule.
Very nice. I'm going through these tiers over here.
Yeah. I always try to mix up my tiers and have a nice digital option for just issue 1 or just the Vixens. If you're into digital comics, I have 13. I've done 13 comics now, counting these, and you can get them for like $24, so under $2 an issue, because I really want people to get all my stuff. So I try to make all my digital stuff really reasonable, and even all my hard copy stuff. I'm trying to get the price down into the $6 or $7 per book range. Which is, when you consider shipping and everything else and the higher costs we have to pay, I think it works out to a pretty good deal too. But I really want people to take all my books and hopefully read them.
$10 for all three right there, digital. The base cover Vixen's number 3. How many pages are these? I didn't even catch it.
They're 24 interior pages.
$15 right there for the base cover.
And that includes free shipping in the U.S. So it's 15 flat.
$15.
So sometimes you see extra charge for shipping. I don't do that in the U.S. I just give you
That's just for you people, Cromella. For you people that live somewhere else, you got to pay for shipping.
Yeah,
we don't. We're special.
It's more it's much more a factor of the cost of shipping, unfortunately.
I know.
You're
ridiculous.
Once you pack it up, you're looking at a minimum probably $15-$20 for a single comic book.
Let me tell you a little story. I put 2 comic books. Lori's puzzle, which was pretty light box with puzzle pieces in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a few odds and ends, not much, to send to Cromella over there, and it cost like $30, bro.
Oh yeah, you can't. Pirate Ship has the cheapest shipping option, but even they're expensive.
It was $30. I was like, she sent me $40 for shipping, right? She said, I said, man, if it costs more than that, I'm going over the counter. She said, make sure you got somebody there to record that. And they damn near got me to go over the counter anyway. $30, man. It was like 2 comic books and a little puzzle. It wasn't much, man. What's up, Chris? She's the voice of Crometta's competition.
She even changed her thumbnail too, if you look at it.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the video. So now we also have this. This is the one you want, Cromella, the Britney Spears Knives viral video version.
Mm-hmm. Crazy Britney.
Yeah, that's the one you want. We know. All right. So then there's the all digital, like he said, for $24. You can get them all. Shark of War Volume 1 through 5.
Yeah, that's actually a hardcover collecting. So you get if you buy the floppy the hardcover version, you get a hardcover. But yeah, this is the Volume 1 collecting the first 5 issues, then 6 through 8 of Shark of War. Then my other books, The Cthulhu Man and Samson #1, which is a superhero book, kind of takes place in a little of a separate universe than Shark of War. I haven't decided whether they'll merge. I'll merge them at some point or not, but it's more of a traditional superhero kind of universe.
Right. I keep seeing Cthulhu, and that's weird because last night I was just bored and looking for something else to play, and I went ahead and got into the stream version of Call of Cthulhu just to check it out. What a goofy game! Here we go, huh? Here we go. Into the world of Cthulhu through a video game. Yes. So yeah, the base cover plus all digital. That means you get the comic book, the physical, and all.
Yeah.
The digital, right? Yeah. And this you can catch up. You get the number this one, and then you catch up on all the other stuff, and then you go buy the physical versions of the stuff you want. The shark cover plus all the digitals, $35. The cosplay covers with the digitals, $35. Both of them. The all Vixen's base issues to catch up right here of all the A covers, 1, 2, and 3. You get it all right there. That's where that's like how when I come in late, I have to do the catch up. But I'm a floppy guy, so they have to make them available. Thank you for making them available.
Hey, I just want to say this right here. I downloaded that free comic book on this campaign, and my favorite is Knives. So if you go read that, Cromella, if you go read that free PDF that he has on the campaign, your favorite would be Knives as well.
Yeah, she's very much the most. She's the Wolverine of the group, I guess. If you wanted to compare her to somebody you've heard of before, and not modern Wolverine, old school Wolverine. So yeah, she's very. In this issue 3, we actually find out her backstory. Yeah, because she's had the hardest life of all of them. So you find out where she's coming from.
And here you got all the Bishop's Vixen covers, all the cosplays, the past cosplays, these ones, everybody, the connecting covers, all that. That. So that's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Nigel's so crazy. She scares her own teammates at first.
Yeah, she does that, and they're from a little bit different background where they're not as used to violence. Some of them,
right?
And there it is. You in a cameo. You can be eaten by a shark or something. I don't know.
Like I said, some of these parts I was surprised when women took them. So those male guards and thugs wound up becoming women guards and thugs. But I'm like, okay, sounds cool.
No, you're the one that brought up Brittany. It was you, Carrie. Cromella. We saw you.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's okay though. You're little and green. We understand. You can be killed by a vixen. You can be killed. Can you be killed by the one of your choice?
Probably not.
Damn.
I don't think we've kind of already drawn a lot of it out. So I don't think I can. And also, it's being killed by gunfire. So in this one, you wouldn't get to be killed by knives. If you back the next tier, I might be able to work that in because that's a two issue appearance, and you die in the next issue. So you die in issue 4. So I could probably work in some have some flexibility about how you die.
Very nice. Oh, somebody already got that one.
Yeah, that's one where you're kind of you got a bigger part. You're basically with them on their little adventure, or they're getting sent off to
getaway driver. That's cool. I'm the getaway driver. Yeah, that's a good spot. It is. All right, some of the interior art for you guys. If you missed it, if you came in late, there you go.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I think he does a really good job. I'm really pleased with him.
It's got a nice, clean style. Just enough sex appeal.
Yeah, I always sell the book as a come for the sizzle, stay for the steak kind of story. So I'm hoping people actually don't just view it as one of the books that basically they're basically art books with a comic book cover on them.
Cromella, trolls are not any more than 3.5 feet. Carrie might be 5'4". Sure.
That's like a giant troll. 5'4".
Yeah, it's a big old giant internet troll.
So she does have she got another question for you. So Ben, what inspired this book?
Like I said, it was earlier. In Shark of War 1, there's a kind of a set of scenes, a montage basically of the shark enforcing the law in the Caribbean. So he's stopping drug smugglers, gun runners, and then he comes upon this boat filled with women who are being trafficked, and he basically, like I said, kills the traffickers, but then just flies off and leaves the women alone there. And then he goes on to the next scene. He's doing his fights with other people. And after the story was done, and a little while later, I started thinking, what happened to those women? They're still floating around in the ocean. They got to go somewhere. They're out in the middle of the Caribbean. The Coast Guard probably isn't going to find them. What do they do? And then I started thinking about how they got there, who they were, and the story kind of just evolved from there. And I was like, I wouldn't mind doing a book with a little more, more sex appeal, and it's a little different than Shark of War with, might attract a different, broader audience. And, so far to some degree it has. So that's how the story came about.
Yeah. I have a telephone call from California that I might have to answer because I don't know. It could be a big major movie picture deal or something. I'll be right back.
I keep wanting to try and pitch Shark of War for a movie. I think it would do well. But
after I read the digital, I just sat there and I was trying to compare it to because you have Charlie's Angels Meet the A-Team on there. And like I said previously, I was just at a brief glance doing a little bit of homework. And with their origins together like that, I got the impression that it was almost like a third party type deal with the shark in the story. So, but I kept thinking of this would be such a great movie. It's Sharknado meets Charlie's Angels, and I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I always thought of Shark of War as a movie, and this is a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
It'd been my thought on it because it's more, more episodic. With each issue would be like an episode of the show. But yeah, I think you could do it. I am flexible.
Right. Yeah, it was So with your background, you were saying that the technology on the shark is like theoretically possible. You tried to.
Yeah, it's not possible in a shark-sized version. The things that like one of the things is he with the people he eats gets converted into fuel for his jets, and that's something we can do. You could take food, and gasify it, turn it into a fuel. But you need a much bigger plant, to do it. We have things like that where they take waste, and you can make fuel out of them. They take, the whole oil industries basically are taking oil and you're turning it into gasoline through a series of, heating and chemical reactions to change it into something that flames at a lot higher temperature and a lot faster than crude oil would. Mm-hmm. Where crude oil, you put a match to it, it would light up, but it burn kind of smoky.
Right. Yeah, I guess you mentioned gasifier a second ago, and that kind of blows some people's minds sometimes. Where you can go, like literally, you can run your car off of firewood.
Oh yeah. There's stuff like that people do. And of course, in this, they kind of implant the technology, the things to do it in him. Of course, in reality, you need a much bigger.
Right.
The compactness would defeat you very, very quickly.
One of the things I like about Star Trek is they have all the science be real, like the real science of it. So do you kind of stay along that lines in your book, and just add a little bit of a comic bookness to it?
Not totally. I mean, some of it is, I think in some of it's, theoretically possible. There's a lot of stuff where artificial intelligence has been merged with the shark, and I think some of that's coming. You kind of see that with, things like, it's not as famous as Tesla and SpaceX, but Elon Musk also has a company where people are, where they're just trying to work with, people's use implants in people's memory to help them, move a robotic arm or something because they're handicapped and they can't otherwise, move a limb or anything. This implants a device in their head that allows them to move. So it works with a computer. So that the point here, one of the points there is looking at how artificial intelligence could, be merged more with a human or shark in this case to make make a smarter creature.
It is crazy how on the cusp we seem to be right now, and like some of the things like protein resequencing, the ability to unboil a hard-boiled egg, basically. And with like 3D printers, how like close to a food replicator we are. Like a lot of people don't, I mean, we could be 100 years out, but
yeah, I think some of it's going to be not as cool as we hope, and then some of
right.
it will be really good.
Right.
Kind of like you remember in the 60s we were all supposed to be having flying cars and
Yes.
and Jetson style jetpacks and things like that, and we don't have any of that, but we do have better computers that let us work from home and do some of that stuff. And
yeah, I got a feeling some of the first food printers are going to be pretty nasty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I'm now seeing seeing that being good for a while, or even if it is good, it will be so expensive. You would like, why are we doing that?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're making. I work as an engineer for GE, and we're making all kinds of parts with 3D printers now, rather than parts we'd have to cast and couldn't cast nearly as well as we can now 3D print them.
Yeah.
So a lot of things you can imagine, you can make, but not everything. So sometimes these get oversold and people are like, oh, I can make this. And we're like, yeah, no, we can't.
But we're close, we can't, we kind of sort of can, but we're not quite close. But yeah, hopefully we keep heading in the right direction. And in the next 50 years, they're going to be just absolutely amazing.
One can hope.
Yep.
No, Carrie, that's when you can tell I'm getting messaged during a show. That's when you can tell somebody's sending me a message during a show. It's like, are you watching? If you're watching, you can ask that question in the chat. You see what I'm saying? It's like, watch the show, people. Watch the show. You'll get all your madness info if you just watch the shows. All right, so I want to show this other thing. Y'all go buy this. Just go back it. You know what he's gonna say. Carmela's boy.
Just back it already.
Just back it already. Just get it. Don't mess around. Ain't got time for all that. The link is in the chat. Well, it's gone now because people have been talking. I'll have to drop it again.
I got it.
All right.
Thank you.
We had to drop it in the chat again. And then I want to show this other thing since it became known to me today that Lori does voice acting.
I don't know if she does it on the regular. I was just kind of like, hey, anybody know anybody who does this? Well, and Lori was like, oh yeah, I'll do it for you. Thanks. Thanks. Like,
well, see, she's one of our network hosts.
Yeah.
And her background in filmmaking and that kind of stuff is pretty well known. That's where she came from. That's her book was actually a movie screenplay.
Oh. That
her husband said, that's a comic book. And there you have it. She made a comic book. But I gotta hear this, man. I got to. Where is it? All right, here we go. Because I didn't know it existed. I don't think many people out here in our network know it. So here you go, people.
Nope.
2 minutes of Lori.
When the cartel tossed me on that boat with all of you, I thought I was just another young woman they would sell off as a sex slave. But our group has the strongest woman I've ever met. The fastest. A psycho who's really good with a knife.
Told you,
a martial arts master. A woman with every survival skill you could ask for. A medical doctor. And a quote-unquote bartender who just happens to be a crack shot. So who was the mob selling us to? And what did they want us for? 8 women being trafficked by a criminal cartel, now lost in the middle of the ocean and hunted by their former captors. Their only hope for survival is to become the vicious vixens of Dakuwanga.
Dakuwanga.
And
Hello,
now
my name
here's
is
the
Ben
boring
Lacy, and I
creator,
hope
so
you
you can kill it now. That's what I wanted to avoid in this video. I decided I didn't want to have to talk.
I knew you were going to say that. I was ready to cut it with it.
The thing that disappoints me is, I make the videos and and then I look at my video stats and people don't watch them, very, very much. That had that was a little different because Lori did the voice acting. This current video is a little different because it's got the two women cosplayers, but people want the video, but I don't think they actually want to watch it. So I'm not sure. I do. Part of the time I think I should just do have the image there and then a video of just
it's like this.
Anything, my vacation trip or something like that, to play for a minute so I could say I have a video and nobody will watch it anyway.
It's like this, Ben. It's us, the promoters. We're the ones that want you to make a video so that we can play your video even when you're not around.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Your stats might look. People that are keeping track of those stats, all that little stuff at the end of the address after the question mark and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that does the tracking and tells you I shared your thing. I erase all that from every single thing I share. I don't share all that extra stuff. So you'd never know I was sharing your thing anyway. I'm just saying.
So, are you familiar with Fund My Comic?
The what?
Fund My Comic, the website?
I'm not sure. I think the name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've gone there before.
So there's Indiegogo, there's Kickstarter, and there's Fund My Comic Book as well. The creator of Fund My Comic Book is Luke Stone.
Stone, that's where I've heard of it for, because I know Luke Stone on Facebook.
Yep, on Nerd Bacon, the YouTube. Yeah, so on Nerd Bacon one day, he was going over the statistics of the video watches on the campaign levels, and they can see it that the average view time for a video to be watched on a Fund My Comic Book campaign is 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you don't get their attention in the first 15 seconds, they're probably not watching the rest.
Yeah.
So that's where you need your hot cosplay girls. Okay. That's just like your book, bro. Your first 2 pages got to get their attention, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with your trailer. That first 10 seconds, if you don't get their attention, then they're not watching you. That doesn't mean they're not going to buy your book. That just means your trailer didn't get their attention.
It also means that the trailer is like we were saying earlier. It's specifically for a show like this. This is where the trailers are for, not necessarily for the campaign. They couldn't. It was weird to them as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's really us promoters that makes it easier for us to tell people about it. I don't have to have you on a show every day.
Yeah.
I can play your trailer once in a while. You can. I have a Facebook group. You can drop your campaign in once a day. The link to your campaign.
I did it today, I think.
No, and the whole thing that you're live. I tell people once a day, drop it because the scroll does move. And nobody scrolls back 3 days to see what Ben posted. Post every day so they don't have to go look for it. It's just there in their face, right? And that is marketing. It's there in your face. And this is the thing I'm learning now with trying to direct traffic to our website and do all the things that we're trying to do for growth. And it's like, man, it's work, people. No matter what, there's no way around it. There's no magical formula that makes you an instant success as far as marketing goes. There's no one guy that's going to make you famous. You might go on a famous guy's show. That don't mean it's going to make you famous, huh, Levi?
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's like I ask people to make trailers mainly so that I can promote them.
Right.
And it's easier for me to promote them. But also, people that look at Kickstarter and stuff, and they look at campaigns that don't have trailers, not very many of them do very well. whether people are looking at them or not, it's like they see the top of that campaign, and you didn't spend any time.
Yeah, that's kind of like I said. I think that's half the purpose of the trailer is to show you made a trailer.
Yes. You put in the effort. You care enough about your project to give people a little extra sum of your time. Yeah, that says something to the fan. You see what I'm saying? Even if they don't watch it, you still acknowledge the fact in their mind that you took the time to make one. They're already look. The people that didn't watch it already knew whether or not they were going to buy your book anyway.
Yeah.
Right. The people that are on the fence are the ones that watch your trailer.
Right.
You know.
That's so
the best trailers you can, because that's the over the top sales. Those are the ones that push you over, that get you to those stretch goals. You know, your fans are already in. So make that trailer designed to pull in those people that aren't already on board. You know, marketing people, it's work. So yeah, I already kept you like longer than I said.
Oh, no problem.
You know, I know Levi has things to do this evening too. We have another show called The Behind the Code with Joe Bachman coming up here at 8:00, and then It's Frickin' Figures at 10:30. So, you know, we still got more going on here on the network this evening, and of course Tuesday Morning Brew tomorrow with Lori.
Drawstream.
The exclusive Drawstream on pill.net on Tuesdays, and I am going to play the Lunatics Fringe Jam, the concert that they did yesterday. I am going to play it in its entirety tomorrow night at, I think, 7:00. So, you know, going to be some jamming on the network tomorrow too, guys. The Lunatics Fringe are good. They actually have a graphic novel of their own and a story that goes with their music. So it's good stuff, man. Check it out.
And I think this is a big part of it too. Coming on shows and having people get to know you.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not, you're not only backing a project, but this is a cool concept, but you're backing the creator as well. So yeah, for sure. Because there's no separation there. There's no comic book store between you and Marvel anymore. You're now talking directly to the new Marvel, basically.
Well, you were getting you guys at the comic book store much anyway. Yeah, I mean, maybe some of your local people that came in and have some kind of rapport with the comic store owner might have their indie comics in there, but only the big indies.
Right.
You know, the Politos and the people, the Tucci's, the She and the Lady Death. Those are the only indies you were seeing in the comic book store for a long time.
I remember back in the 80s when everybody thought the indies was Dark Horse. You know, you're like,
you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ben, I have this thing about never letting a guest leave without having made sure that we've covered everything that they want to cover. Now, I know you got other things you're doing, right?
Right.
So take a few minutes, drop some hints and clues in those other directions. Make sure you don't leave here going, man, I forgot to say something about that.
I've got your Instagram on a tab. I've got your Zitter on a tab over here. You want me to drop those links for you?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
If you go to bitingcomics.com and sign up for my email, you'll not only get a free copy of Vicious Vixens #1, which is also available on the Kickstarter page, but you'll get to see you'll get a free copy of Shark of War #1, and the Shark of War #2, in fact. So you get like 3 or 4 digital comic books. You get my guide to how to avoid a shark attack. Very handy for if you're going to the beach. Or
is that like an ash can?
It's a 4-page digital.
Dude, you got to make an ash can out of it. Make it a stretch goal. Make it an ash can. Do it. Just do it.
I made an ash can for Samson because the first time I brought out Samson, it failed to fund. So I made an 8-page little ash can that I pretty much the old-fashioned way. I printed up a bunch of black and white copies, double-sided. It folded them in half and stapled them together so that for the next Kickstarter it could work. But yeah,
I want that ash can. I want those 4 pages. I'm just saying.
They're actually in the back. They are in the back of. They're printed in the back of issues 3 and 4 of Shark of War. The genesis of that was that I was at a con and somebody was like, "Oh, I'm so terrified to go in the water ever since the Jaws movie," and I'm like, it's been 50 years since Jaws. Less people die in a shark attack than are killed by dogs or cows or alligators or just about any other animal. And so I was like, well, I'll point out that that's the fact, but I'll also tell you what you can do at the beach to not attract a shark. And if a shark does, that was issue 3. And then if a shark does come at you, issue 4, the back of the book, they're told you what to do when the shark comes after you to try and get away. So it works out to 4 pages. The advice actually comes from the Florida Museum. It's not, I did little funny little drawings, but all the advice is from professionals. I'm not just making up stuff myself. They gave the advice and I just kind of illustrated it.
No, Carmela, you're not the only one that giggles. Look, I was in the theater the first time I saw Jaws, and me and my friends had this habit of cracking jokes during horror movies, right? That's what we did to be manly, to not be the scared kid, right? So we all go to see these movies together, and we'd all sit and crack jokes. And when the head popped out of the boat, I said lunch, and lady 3 rows in front of us lost hers.
Nope.
Yeah, good stuff. I loved it. I always laugh at horror movies. Levi knows. He's hung out with me on a few of them now.
Yeah. No, I got Jaws gave me dark water phobia. Like even water skiing, tubing, I'll do all that stuff in a lake or a river, but even then, if it's dark water phobia, where it's like you get stuck or the boat drops you or you fall and you wait for the boat to recover you, and all of a sudden it's just dun.
You can't see when you can't see what's in the water under you. You get freaked out. Yeah,
I get freaked out, man. Dark water phobia. Yep. So I need to know this: how is James Bond?
Jaws.
How is James Bond character?
Jaws, the big dude with the
teeth. He was Jaws. Yeah. I've seen discussion threads where people were asking who would win a fight, Jaws the shark or Jaws from the James Bond movie. So
it'd be a good fight. Somebody can do that cartoon.
I think in the water the shark would win, and then of course on land the shark would lose.
Isn't there an old B
movie?
Little
skinny ass Brody beat Jaws. Come on.
Isn't there a zombie movie where the zombie takes on the shark and they actually shot it in the water, like live action?
I haven't seen that, but it wouldn't shock me. I haven't seen that either.
Oh, I'll have to dig that up. It
surprised me though,
it was horrible. Yeah.
I always sell Shark of War as Jaws meets RoboCop. Jaws if the shark were the hero, and RoboCop if the cop were a shark. That's always my tagline. If you ever see me at a con, you'll hear me say that over and over and over again.
That's how you make sales, though.
Yeah. People sometimes do mention Sharknado, and I'm like, nah, Jaws meets RoboCop.
Gotcha.
All right. I think that kind of covers it.
Okay.
Pretty much. Right. Anything else, Ben, that you want to cover before we leave?
No, please. The Kickstarter is going on for 3 more weeks. So we're getting close to being funded, and we've got a lot of cool stretch goals. So if people help with that, then I think the campaign will get even better.
Cool. Looking forward to it. If you want to sneak out here again toward the end of the campaign and remind people.
Oh, okay.
We got tons of shows. Just hit me up, Pops. What do you got for me? I'll find something.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Levi knows. Yep. We got 31 weekly shows now, Ben. So there's somewhere we can sneak you in. Without a doubt.
At all 7 days a week at pretty much any time slot.
Oh, okay. Wow. I knew you were doing a few, but yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Find all our merch and programming schedule right there at themeg.tv. And we do have some cool merch over there. People have been showing off some of their stuff. I saw a hoodie and the Crom flipping you off magnet on somebody's refrigerator. That made me laugh. I was like, what's that, to keep you from eating? Good stuff. Yes. She'll never let it go, bro. She usually gets what she wants. Don't cave. Don't cave.
No, Carrie is a queen. You're going to cave eventually.
And yeah, she did just drop a video of herself all dressed up as Carmella holding Addie's mug with the Addie art on it.
Okay.
It's like this. I told everybody, if you see a piece of art, we're showing off something and you want it on a mug, you let us know. We'll talk to the artist. We'll make sure it's cool. We'll put it on a mug and we'll make it available to you. You know, well, she wanted Addie to draw a specific something to put on a mug, and Addie did, and she owns that mug now. Custom, people. You can have a custom Madness mug of pretty much any Crom art you see. We got lots of it. It's all good. Yes, she even put on the posh accent. It was a good video. If you missed it, go check it out. Carrie promoting Cromella, promoting her Addie mug. Good stuff, people. Levi, what do you got for us on the way out?
You can find me Saturday through Tuesday here on the Meg. Go to the meg.tv for scheduling. Tomorrow we have a draw stream that starts at 3 p.m. Eastern on Pilled exclusively. Other than that, this looks like a really cool campaign. I enjoyed the digital issue. Back it already.
And look,
appreciate
right there. Carmella knows. She says she's very happy with the shipping costs. They're very reasonable for us on the other side of the pond. So she's looking at the campaign, bro. You see how that works? Y'all go check out Vicious Vixens. Have yourself some fun, man. You know, and yeah, you know.
Galaxy Memorial Park. Go to Galaxy Memorial Park. Sign up for the newsletter. Find out how to get my ash can. GalaxyMemorialPark.com.
All I can say is go to Meg TV. You can find all our creators, bios to all of them, links to everything they do, all their shows, their stores, whatever, any information that they've given us, it's on the Meg TV. You can find us all. You can find everything, sponsor information, all of it. And that just makes it easy. It's all in one place. The store is the most fun there, though. There's some really cool stuff there. Check it out. With that, you know what to do.
You play us out of here, and oh boy, we're streaming all over, aren't we?
We go with that Mike Barron thing, man. That Mike Barron.
We could. I'm gonna mix in a little Trump anyway afterwards. So Mike Barron, take it easy, guys.
Bye, everybody.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Barron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
Little president in his sandbox play Build a tower, make it stay. Digging deep through the golden sand, building the future with your hands. Tiny suits and shiny shoes, making plans and making news. Friends all gather to join along, in the sandbox they all belong. Little president Trump at play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. The USA. Share your dreams with everyone, sandbox fun under the sun. Big ideas taking flight, with little Trump everything's bright. Dig a moat, build a wall, in the sandbox he stands so tall. Dreamer dream, builder build, little Trump your heart's fulfilled. Little President Trump at play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. Hooray, hooray, for the USA.
Tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic.